All right, the ratings are in for the race from Thermal on Fox. And just like the track itself, the reviews are mixed. Some see it as the glass half full, and some see it as the glass half empty. Let's take a look at the actual ratings that came in. Adam Stern posted on his X account a comparison of Motorsports viewership in the United States, or in America, he says, over the last weekend, with NASCAR Cup Series on FS1 bringing in 2.464 million viewers. Compare this to IndyCar at 704,000 viewers. Now, a lot of folks are quick to point out that the F1 race, which was the Chinese Grand Prix, was on ESPN in the middle of the night, a 3 a.m. start time on the East Coast, and it drew 824,000 viewers. I'd love to dig into these numbers a little bit more and find out a little bit more information as to were they also counting viewers on ESPN the following morning that watched it, or was this just strictly during the time that the race was on? But let's look at the IndyCar race then itself. As Mark Twain once said, there are three types of lies: lies, damn lies, and statistics. And so we'll see whether or not this falls into the category. Were the ratings at Thermal actually a glass half full, a glass half empty, or are these just three shot glasses lined up that the IndyCar officials are going to be taking after seeing the results? So if we compare 2024 at Thermal versus 2025, the 2024 was 816,000 in comparison to 704,000. To give you another frame of reference, the last time that this series ran at Texas in 2023, it was 830,000. So we take a look at Black Book Motorsports, has a site that's up, and informative that it gives you IndyCar race by race viewership for 2024, 2023, and the 2022 season. So if we look at a comparison of 704, the 2022 Iowa race, the second race, was in this range. In 2023, we would have to go to Mid-Ohio or the IMS track. And in 2024, we see that would have been more in range with Detroit or the second Milwaukee race, just to give you a comparison. Now, a couple things that I pointed out on my thermal review of the track itself is that this was a little bit different scenario from the standpoint of this is a paid promotion for that particular track. So the sanctioning fee was paid by the track, and that IndyCar actually, no matter what the viewership was paid for this particular weekend. Also, going into the weekend, everybody knew that this was going to be an uphill battle. The race was at the same time as the NASCAR race, and when it was a brief interruption in the coverage of IndyCar due to a blown circuit breaker, they went to the NASCAR race. Also, I've touched upon that with a limited crowd there was a limited amount of buzz, social media. The race was also up against March Madness, and not just March Madness, but the opening weekend of March Madness, which is one of the most popular and visited times of the year for Las Vegas as people bet and gamble on the basketball games. And let's face it, with Formula One, the drive to survive wave is still in full effect as people have gone to Formula One and they still continue to watch the races there. Now, that's not to discount that there is some growth that can occur with the IndyCar ratings, but I choose to look at it in a positive manner, that the glass is half full, that they were able to have a race. The racing was fantastic. It solidified a viewership base. Yes, there was always going to be a drop off from the amount that they had of viewers at St. Pete. Looking ahead to when the race, the next time that the Indy cars take the track in Long Beach, that is also the same time schedule, although it's not the same start time, but it is the same time as the NASCAR Bristol race. Not the night race, but the day race in the spring for Bristol. So there's going to be some competition there as well. Love to hear your take. What do you think about the viewership? Were you expecting something higher? Is this disappointing? What do you also read into the FS1 Friday practice numbers actually being an increase versus what the viewership had been for practice beforehand? Is that because they're getting behind the scenes coverage? Is it because there wasn't other activities that were going on? Case in point, the NASCAR race, and making a comparison there. So again, love to hear your comments. And if you'd like more coverage, hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time.